Hey guys, welcome back to Vijay for FC. Thanks for tuning in. We're going to have an amazing stream. We've got a lot of content today that we have to discuss. So much Chelsea news, so much content. It's great to be back. We're going to have Premier League back. We're going to have an Aston Villa game quite soon. So yeah, let's jump right into it. We'll just give a couple of minutes for people to join in the live chat as well. But meanwhile, I hope you guys have checked out Tuchel's press conference, which just happened half an hour ago. Um, very interesting things said by Tuchel as well. We would definitely walk through it. And apart from that, we've got other things as well to discuss. Oh my God, my agenda today is like so much. Okay, so first up, we'll be discussing about the players who would be playing, who might be playing for Chelsea in the Aston Villa game. So um, we would be discussing about the players who could feature. So that's the first agenda. And up next, we have certain information that Tuchel passed on as an advice to the FIFA as to when he was asked about getting matches fixed in red listed countries. So we'll talk about that as well, and we'll have to go through something else as well. This is something which is relevant to our past games in this Premier League with a controversial red card that was offered by Anthony Taylor for Reece James. We would be discussing on that as well, and we'll see. We'll get into details and check out Anthony Taylor's stats. I'm not sure if you guys are following me on Twitter, but if you are, I've just posted a stat of Anthony Taylor, and you can go ahead and check that out. We'll have a discussion on that as well. Um, Moving further, we'll also touch up on the match fixes that we have for the month of September and October. It is jam-packed month in the month of September, but then October seems to be a bit okay. But still, we'll get into the details of those matches, and we'll probably see how Tuchel would be lining up his team, given the fact that there is close to 10 games. Not close to, there is actually 10 games in the month of September and October put together. So we'll discuss about that as well, and we'll also talk about Saul's hat trick in the indoor match that happened, inter-squad match sort of a thing that happened at Cobham, which means he is actually set and he is playing. He's combining with the other players well. So let's touch up on that as well, and his probability of playing in Aston Villa game. So let's get into that as well. And up last, we also have one interesting information, not just with Chelsea, but Premier League clubs um, might ignore the sanctions that were imposed by FIFA in regarding the Brazilian players taking part in the week. Not just Brazilian players. I mean, South American players taking part in our Premier League game for this week. So we've got a lot to touch upon. So thanks for tuning in, guys. We're already seeing a good head count. We've started off. We've got Shri Hari. Let me just go through the chat. We've got Shri Hari. We've got um, Ankit as well. Thank you, Ankit, for tuning in. Okay, so from here we'll get started with discussing certain aspects of what is up there for Chelsea to this week. All right, first up, the advice that Tuchel wanted to give for FIFA with regards to matches taking place as an international in the international break between Premier Leagues. So um, let's discuss that first. Let's discuss what actually Tuchel talked about in that particular situation. Uh, when asked about this particular point, he was actually saying, or he was actually rather suggesting that the matches take place in green countries, like how UEFA conducted the finals and the semifinals of the game, though it was not. It was scheduled to be played in a red listed country. It was moved to a green listed country to just facilitate the game. So he was suggesting, why not do the same thing with respect to players playing their friendlies, the international games or World Cup qualifiers in green listed country instead of red listed one. And it does make sense to an extent if you ask me, because anyways the fans are not going to be in the stadium, so it doesn't make sense for you to even play in Brazilian soil, Brazilian soil or Argentinian soil. Anyways, it is probably going to be live telecasted, and the viewers are going to be watching the game through television. That's how it is probably going to be done. So why not take this suggestion more seriously and FIFA work towards it? But then all that we can do is like probably support Tuchel and all these sort of thought process, and you know how Tuchel is. So big up to Tuchel. Okay. Prasanna, welcome Prasanna to this channel. I guess this is the first time. Please subscribe the channel as well. We'll bring you regular Chelsea content. What will be your lineup? Interesting question. That's the topic of this particular stream as well. The lineup is going to be interesting, and it has got a lot of this is how I'd put it, right? It's got a lot of relevance to the games that we have in our bag, like in the month of September and October. We've got close to 10 games, not close to. We've actually got 10 games that we have to play in a very tight, schedule from the month of September towards the end of October, and let's probably analyze the games first, and then we'll talk about the lineup, because it's got a good relevance of, is what I feel. So let's get there first, okay? Let me pull up the schedule. If you just give me a second, let me pull up that schedule. I had that open. All right. Perfect. Okay, let me share my screen. Perfect. I guess you guys are able to see my screen now. This is where we are at right now. Chelsea versus Aston Villa tomorrow. Followed by, we've got games against Zenit, which is Champions League match, of course. And then we've got a Tottenham game, followed by an EFL game against Aston Villa again, followed by Man City and Juventus. This is what we have for the month of September, which is 6 games. And the schedule is quite tight. We've got midweek games as well. Like we've got one on Saturday, followed by a Wednesday, and then a Sunday, and then a Thursday, followed by I don't know which day this comes on. Probably, yeah, this is on a Saturday or a Sunday. Yeah, this is on a Saturday. And then we've got another game as well towards the end of September against Juventus. So the reason why I pulled this up is because if you see these games, we've got Aston Villa, Tottenham, Man City, Juventus, Zenit. All of these teams kind of they are all not teams who sit back and let us attack and then defend all day long, and then probably try to create something and then score goals. These teams are also teams who play attacking football. You well know about Man City. Tottenham is trying to tweak their system into getting more defensively strong. I guess they've not conceded until now. But then, barring Tottenham in this particular, 6-match fixtures, other teams are going to play you the way that you play. Like if you attack, they're going to attack as well. So that is an interesting, thing that I wanted to talk about. The September month, the style of play of the oppositions is going to be pretty much attacking. But then let's come to the October thing, right? This is even more interesting. Southampton, Brentford, Malmo, Norwich City, Newcastle. We've got 5 games, but you see the drastic difference that we have between what we have in September and October. These teams are probably going to be low block teams, like Norwich, to an extent, yes. Brentford, they can attack, but they also like to sit back against bigger teams. Southampton, low block. Malmoa, I've not seen them honestly play a lot, but then I'm assuming if they're going to be up against a team like Chelsea, who are the European champions, they are going to go into that defensive mode. Newcastle, again, low block. So Again, we've got low blocks team in the month of October, but then we've got fairly attacking team in the month of September. So if I were to choose the squad instead of Tuchel, right? I mean, if Tuchel was to choose the squad, he'd probably be looking at saving people like Ziyech, Saul Niguez for the month of October because they are really important in the month of October. You get my point here? Because those are the people who can actually shoot from outside the box. We cannot expect people like Kante, Jorginho to shoot, right? It's probably going to be Saul Niguez or Hakim Ziyech. So these people definitely should be part of our squad in the month of October. So if you were to save those people for the month of October, those players for the month of October, would you play other strikers or other attackers in the month of September? Right? That's the question that I'd like to ask our chat as well. So Prasanna, to answer your question, if I were to choose my lineup, I'd save Ziyech and Saul Niguez. When we talk just about the Aston Villa match, of course they are probably going to play because of the international break and the relevancy to it. But then down the line in the month of September, towards the end, we probably are not going to see Ziyech and Saul Niguez in the team. They could be off on a break, and then they could start in the month of October. But then we will go through a comprehensive lineup. We'll pull up the formation board, and then we'll discuss about that as well. TT was brilliant as usual in the presser. Yeah, I mean, he's just made for that media. That's how I would want to put it. I mean, he's so good. He's so outspoken. He knows exactly what to talk. He makes sure that he communicates things not in a controversial fashion. One thing was interesting when they were asking about Ronaldo as a player. He went on to say that Manchester United were already challenging for the title even without Ronaldo on the squad. So they are title contenders. So he made sure that he also respected the opponent. At the same time, he also made sure that he wanted to end the sentence with, though Ronaldo is part of Manchester United's squad or not, we're still going to go for the title, regardless of the opponent. So he knows the art of storyboarding, and he does that so very well. And that's why he's been always successful in the media. And that's why there's a lot of media attention that comes along when there is Tuchel who speaks in the media. I don't think any other manager gets this sort of attention than what Tuchel gets. So um, absolutely, I agree with you, Ankit, on this point. He is brilliant with the press. Oh, Sane. Sane would be a good player for Chelsea. Let's see what he's going to do. I wouldn't get so far ahead with respect to Sane. It's still a long way to go. We've got this winter transfer. I'm not sure if still Chelsea is going to make any moves in the winter transfer because historically, with what we've seen Chelsea, I've been following Chelsea for the past like 15 years, but the way that I see Chelsea, we don't make a lot of moves in the winter transfer at least. So it's going to be interesting if at all we make that sort of a move, and that a lot of it would depend on um, the players and the injury histories that we have with the squad in the first 6 months. Um, I won't have Sane Shri Hari. Yeah, the guy expects to start most of the games. That's a very good point. He expects to start most of the games, and we at Chelsea, we don't even give that sort of a start for Mount or Kante, right? Uh, they still have to fight for their place. And at CFC, we cannot promise, correct? Need more team players. Also, he may want to return to Germany again. Young, he's class, though. Yeah, agreed. He's class, though. I mean, the season that he went on to score so many goals for Manchester City in their title-winning campaign, he was electrifying. Absolutely brilliant. So many goals, so many assists. He's a very good left winger. Nothing to take that away from him, but then he's still a German player. He would want to play more on the German in the German league for a extended period of time. So given those factors, I don't really see Sane's move materializing. But then if at all Tuchel decides to go forward due to the German connection there, well, it could be interesting. Okay. I'd say we should experiment because Aston Villa is our opponent in the League Cup too. Yes, that does make sense. I mean, we've got a almost like a return fixture just weeks away. We could experiment with this particular game, but then um, not to just take this away from the league, but then for me, the league comes as a priority. So I wouldn't risk things on the league side of things. So that is where I'm thinking we'll have to be a bit more conservative, not in terms of our play of course, but then our selection. But let's see what Tuchel does though. TT corrected the journalist about Vitesse not being a Bundesliga club when he referred to Mason Mount having spent there on loan. Killed it. Okay, just tell me one thing. Did Mason spend time in Vitesse? I thought uh, I guess so, right? I'm not sure about that, but then um, we at this point in time have one player playing for Vitesse, our very own number 9, Broja, Alexander Broja. So he's playing there for on a loan actually, Albanian international. He's doing a great job there as well. He just scored a last minute winner for Albania in the international, so all good. Yes, bro. Mason was on loan to Vitesse, then Derby County. Yeah, all right, that makes sense now. I knew his time from Derby County with Lampard, but then I did not track the Vitesse part. So thanks for getting me that information. Just subscribe from my personal account as well. Thank you, bro. Thanks for doing that. All this subscription helps the channel grow. Today we've got certain interesting facts as well. I just want to bring that up. I cannot wait to bring that up and have a discussion with you guys. But before that, if at all you would want to join the stream and have your say, that is very welcome. This channel is all about giving people chance to talk live on this particular Chelsea forum. So I'm gonna just ping the invite on the chat and we will take it from there. What's happening? Why is my system a bit slow? Oh, okay. All right. If you guys would want to join me on the stream and then have a conversation with me, I'd really prefer a conversation rather me just talking here and then, asking for your opinion through the chat window. We could actually bring you in the conversation and have, and have a very good two-way conversation. So, very well. Let me. There was so much that I actually forgot of you. All right. Before 3 months, Aston Villa won the game against Chelsea 2-1. Is there any changed? I mean, chance, I believe, chance that Chelsea, okay, change that Chelsea have to do. See, it is 3 months, of course, but then that 3 months was a different 3 months, is how I'd put it, because that was the final game of our league. We ended the league with a loss, and then we were nervous about finishing top 4. Luckily, we did finish top 4, but then those were tired legs. We had a Champions League fixture down the line with Real Madrid at that time, playing our semifinals. We also were competing in a League Cup game, I guess, with Leicester around the same time. So those things those things could have played a part in that particular loss. But then let's not forget it was still 2-1, and it was a shocker when they kind of won that particular game. But I don't really see that we would definitely need a change in the team and all that with respect to Aston Villa. And I wouldn't really dig so much into this particular Aston Villa game that happened 3 months ago, because this is a new season and everything is new and the players are more fresh, and the purpose is different, and we are going for the title this time, and we would definitely see a fighting Chelsea coming on top of this particular game. Ankit says also TT was upfront about his views on international. Instead of having a World Cup every 2 years, he's suggesting to reduce the number of games. Okay, so I did not actually hear about this. Maybe I kind of streamed halfway through, But yeah, instead of having a World Cup every 2 years, see, having a World Cup every 2 years, it's almost going to become like, how we have. So you cannot play a lot of international games and then have an entire season in a club. See, that's where fundamentally cricket and football is different, right? You play a lot of internationals if it is cricket, and then you play just club cricket probably for 2 months or 3 months. That's how much you play. But then most of it would be international. But then football doesn't work that way. Historically, football is all about being club football and a very less international games, and they try to fit in those international games in between those club schedules as well. So having said that, like every 2 years, if you're going to have a World Cup, the essence of having a World Cup, victory would probably diminish. Like you are a champion, and then you should be allowed to be a champion for 4 years. Not, you know, I just became a champion. I mean, it's like, okay, England just became a champion, and then in 2 years they have to again compete for retaining the championship. It seems so um, you know, too quick indeed. So that's how I'd put it. Like 2 years for a World Cup, it kind of is taking the um, you know importance out of the equation. That's how I think. Um, I'm multitasking again, so I may not be able to jump. All right, that's completely fine. Villa potentially missing Buendia, Martinez, Bailey, but Traore may be fit along with Megan. However, without Grealish, they've done well thanks to Ings and Ali Watkins hasn't even started games yet. Not easy. Agreed. This is a very good squad. Nothing to take that away from them. They are a very good squad. Even without Grealish, I honestly did not expect they would be performing at this level. But then Grealish is performing amazingly well with City, but then Aston Villa has not gone down just because Grealish is not there in the team. Remember, let's not forget they've actually lost their captain, right? That's obviously going to have an impact. But then they've ensured that it is not being seen so much. So they are a good squad. And if you guys are not aware, the reason mostly why when Emi Buendia, Martinez, these people won't be playing is because they are Brazilians. I mean, they're from South America, and they are not allowed to play according to the sanction that was imposed by FIFA. So I wanted to get to that particular point as well. But why not? Why not start with that particular point since we've already brought that up? This is exactly what I wanted to talk about. EPL boards may decide only by morning if they want to keep the South Americans from playing this weekend. So formally, Thiago Silva and the likes are not just out yet. Correct. That's exactly what Tuchel as well informed, that the chairman is actually working with the FA to ensure that Thiago is actually being kept in the team and then playing this particular game. But um, it's an interesting discussion. Maybe it should be more of a discussion rather than just me talking about it. But then when we go for discussion sort of a thing, this definitely should be something that we will have to talk about. I don't understand FIFA's regulation with respect to what just happened. I mean, this is a global pandemic. Everyone knows there are a lot of uncertainties involved. You cannot expect the same rules that you have been operating on to be consistently followed even during this sort of a phase. That doesn't work that way. you I mean, the countries have been red listed, and the clubs are hesitant to send them back to those countries and then get them back to England and then make them play in the Premier League. That is completely understandable from clubs perspective, because why would they want to risk their players going out for national games and then coming in? When they come in, we'll have to also remember they're going to be in contact with other folks as well, who are in their own countries. So there's a very good chance that they are going to spread the virus with or without them knowing about it. So FIFA cannot just be very stringent about these sort of rules during a global pandemic. They will have to kind of adjust these sort of rules, given that global travel is becoming increasingly difficult at this point in time. So I believe what EPL boards are deciding is in the right direction, but it also is important on how they are actually doing this particular move. It shouldn't be blatantly against FIFA, where they just go ahead and say no, whatever you've done, we're not going to just follow that. There should be a process around that. There should be some sort of a legal implications around it. Like they'll have to have a lot of conversations with FIFA before coming to this sort of a decision. But then I do agree. Um, South Americans should be let to play in this particular week's game, because honestly, it wasn't their fault, and it is right from the league's standpoint as to not let the players go to red listed countries at this point in time, considering the safety of the players and also the safety of the club. That's my thought on that. And moving forward, the brutal punishment Chelsea could face if they ignore Thiago Silva ruling against Aston Villa. Your thoughts? See, it's not just about with Chelsea, right? I mean, when we talk about this as an EPL board, it's we've got Rafinha from Leeds, we've got Fred in Manchester United, we've got three players from Liverpool, Firmino. There are a couple of other two players as well. So there are a lot of players. It's not just Chelsea that is going to be fined in this case, or will have to face any sanction in this case. But then yes, Chelsea do have one players, but other teams also have their own players in playing in South America who are not allowed to play in this particular game. So this is going to be more of a Premier League versus FIFA conflict rather than Chelsea versus FIFA conflict. So if at all there is a sanction imposed, it's going to be imposed on all the clubs. So if it is going to be imposed on all the clubs, these clubs will need not have to pay heavy fines. The reason being, if Chelsea is fined 25,000 euros, maybe Chelsea can afford to pay that. But if you ask Southampton to pay a fine of like 25,000 euros, they're probably not going to, because they're not that financially well run club. They're going to struggle to pay that. So if at all a sanction is being imposed by FIFA, it wouldn't be that much of a financial implication. But then it's still going to be interesting on how Premier League deals with this case. Dean Smith provides Aston Villa injury update ahead of Chelsea and reveals when Martinez and Bendia could return. Obviously, they're not going to return this time, right? I mean, so anyways, they are going to be with their second goalkeeper. And from what I've heard from Aston Villa fans, he is not that preferred in terms of his performance. So that's an added advantage. So Martinez is not going to play, and the substitute goalkeeper is not that great a player. So that is an advantage for us. So with that, we've talked about the sanctions and the issues that we have with Premier League clubs and FIFA. And now let's get into one more. Since we're talking about the sanctions, let's cover the Chelsea sanction as well. Chelsea is fined 25,000 euros for aggression against referee Anthony Taylor. This is what I wanted to talk about, right? I mean, this person, Anthony Taylor, he's historically been someone who's not been um, good with Chelsea, and he's not provided the right decisions for Chelsea historically. But then, one thing that I found very interesting a couple of hours back was that it's not just with Chelsea. He has actually issues with clubs playing the way that they're playing in the Premier League itself, right? So let's take a look at the stats of Anthony Taylor, okay? And honestly, that's going to be interesting. Let me pull that up. Yep, there you go. I hope you guys can see my screen now. Guys, I kind of recently posted this in my Twitter wall as well. If you consider the last 12 games that Anthony Taylor has refereed, right? We've got World Cup games there, we've got EPL games, and we've got Champions League games in there as well, right? And this has been his, refereeing performance. I don't even know if that is a term, but then yeah, let's go with that now. He's given 2 yellow cards in a World Cup game against which is with Sweden and Spain, followed by a Chelsea game where we all know what happened. Like Reece James awarded a red card and then a penalty as well, followed by Brighton, Watford, all good there. Tottenham City, a bigger game, one yellow card, agreeable. Austria, Italy, 3 yellow cards in Europe, I guess, right? The next one is Portugal, Germany, another 2 yellow cards. Denmark, Finland, 1 penalty and 2 yellow cards. Tottenham, Leicester, 2 penalties and 2 yellow cards. Crystal Palace, Arsenal, 1 yellow card. That's fine. City, Liverpool, United, Liverpool. I guess the game was great. No cards there. And let's see the next one. Yep, Chelsea City, 1 penalty. Burnley, West Ham, another penalty. So if you consider this particular statistics, all that it says is he's historically given 6 penalty in his last 12 games, and a red card inclusive. And I can't even count the number of yellow cards that he's given here, and I'm not going to waste my time counting that. But from what you see, you can gather that the numbers are pretty high. So this guy has fundamentally something wrong. I mean, he's against probably rough play. That's all right. But then punishments should not be always corporal. I mean, you let the play go on. Like you won the player a couple of times, and then go for a yellow card if it really requires it. You just cannot go with straight red cards with fouls that are more unintentional in case of Reece James. It doesn't work that way. How many penalties have you given? Like 6 penalties out of your 12 games that you've refereed previously? That doesn't make any sense. That's pathetic refereeing. All right, honestly, that's pathetic refereeing. I'm sorry to say this. I don't even know how he is part of UEFA, the referee squad or the FIFA, the referee team. I wouldn't, if I were one of the members in the panel, I wouldn't even consider this guy to be refereeing at this top level internationally or in Premier League. So I just wanted to give you guys a statistics of what Anthony Taylor has been doing for the last 12 games and how that has affected different teams and even different countries in their own games. Almighty FC Tom Heaton going to Man United may backfire for Villa in case Martinez does not play as expected. Yeah, true. That could affect them. And see, it's just again one game, right? So I guess they'll still manage. They'll still be able to manage, but to their luck, that one team is the champions of Europe. So that's probably their bad luck. So enough of talking about Aston Villa's issues, and let's now concentrate more on Chelsea, right? Let's see what 11 would we want to go with. All right, the 11 that I would go with, or like probably we could decide here, is it's always been difficult, guys, when it comes to the 11. Mostly because there's so much players in Chelsea, and I don't even know sometimes who I have to pick. All right, let me bring that up. Getting a call. It's okay, anyways. Uh, yeah, there you go. Mendy in the goal. Can we agree to that? Yeah, obviously we will agree. Everyone will agree to that. Rudiger, of course. Christensen, most likely, because we've got issues with Silva. Not sure if he's going to play or not for this game. Um, and who else do we have here? This could be interesting. Do we play Chalaba here or Aspi? So let's not forget Aspi has been playing for the entire 90 minutes. He's been starting every single game for Spain, so that could be an issue. Um, we still have to. He is in his early 30s. We have to take care of him as a player, and we'll have to. He has a long season ahead as well. So if at all I were to pick this particular position, I would go with Chalaba in this game. Because in terms of attacking threat, we have we have come up against better attacks, and I believe personally Chalaba could do the job for us. Okay, who could be the next person? Like, okay, on this side, it should be Alonso, given his fact. One game Aspi came on as a sub, bro. They started with Lorente at right back. All right. All right. Thanks for that info. Ankit, but still, that guy is in his early 30s, and I would still want him to like rest for these sort of games and then come up against bigger games like Champions League or when we play against bigger teams in the league. So that's predominantly the reason why I'm going with Chalaba. But then if Aspi plays, it is what it is. We've got Alonso here, so would it be Alonso or would it be Chilwell? Given the current form of Alonso, he is very well deserving to play, but Chilwell also deserves a chance. So there could be a good possibility that Chilwell starts this game. Something tells me that Chilwell will start this game. So let's go with Ben here. And Aspi has been one of our best players till now, along with Alonso. Ironically, both. Yeah, both are sure. Yeah, correct. Underrated, bro. Underrated. Agreed. Chilwell, and up here we don't have Reese's service for this game, so it's okay. If Reese doesn't play here, yeah, we could go with Cho for this game. Why not? Why not? Why not? Yeah, bro. That's yeah. That's also the way a way to think about it. Um, early 30s is still nothing. True. But again, not everyone can be as fit as Ronaldo, right? But then he's one of the fittest players and fittest captain that we've seen in EPL. Agree with the particular point that you've brought in. After an hour, if required, yeah. See, again, right? Why not? So my question for this particular chat is that why not have Chalobah for the first 60, 70 minutes? And if you feel that something is not working out, then bring Aspi for the last 20 minutes. It's not that Aston Villa is going to come out right attacking on all fronts. They still have certain areas that they have to improve on. And I honestly think, except for Danny Ings, that attack has to improve a bit. And when they come out against a strong and a well-organized attack like Tuchel's, I wouldn't say even Chelsea. This is Tuchel's attack. Tuchel's defense. So if they come against them, why not? Why not give Chalobah a chance? That's where I was going. That's the line that I was thinking through. But then it does make sense for Aspi to play the first 60 minutes, ensuring the game remains a 0-0, or not a 0-0, of course, the 0 on their side, and we score something, and then having Chalobah play the last 15 minutes. Yeah, that is another way to think about it. El Ghazi and Target on the left wing for Villa. So Aspi at right wing back for me, and Chalobah starts at right center back. Cho to come on late again. We can go the other way around, like you suggested. Yeah, it is basically you play one in the first half, the first 60 minutes, and the other one for the next 30, depending on who is more fitter and ready to play. So agreed on that side. And yeah, let's probably do that. Like, let's have Cho and Aspi here, right? Aspi or Cho, maybe 60-30. Either way, it could go either way. And I still think Cho is more dangerous when he comes off the bench in the last 30 minutes when they have tired legs, and we are able to utilize the that particular time. So for me, Cho in the last 30, if he's going to be playing in the right wing back, if he's going to if Aspi is playing in the center back, right center back, it makes sense for him to play the 60 minutes. But right wing back, um, 60 minutes for Aspi and 30 for Cho. So I'm thinking of bringing in Saul into this particular squad, fundamentally due to the reason that Saul has played amazingly well. Um, he's played an what do you call that? Like an indoor sort of a mm, friendly match, and he scored a hat trick there. So he's clearly settling into the squad. So Saul probably here a bit higher up the pitch, and Jorginho to sit back deep and do the defensive work rate and be the machine there. And it's I know it. Yeah, let's have it like this. Okay, he might not be that up on the pitch. Yeah. Okay. Again, this attacking front is going to be interesting, right? That's why we essentially discussed about the entire fixtures that we have for September and October. So this is where it's going to be confusing for any team who plays against us. But before that, since we've decided on the double pivot, let's see what Ankit has to say about it. Yes, I can see Saul starting too with Kovacic to come in for the midweek game. Absolutely right. Yeah, he could be well up for the midweek game against Zenit, I believe. He could do a great job. And last time we saw Kovacic running around, he was just pumping energy into the game. He just came off from the bench in the Liverpool game. He could have probably contributed to a goal if it all had something transpired in the game and we had 11 players on the pitch. So Kovacic for me has to be rested, given the reason that when he played for Croatia, I saw an interesting stat as well, that he had the most number of forward runs in the World Cup qualifiers in the first two games, I believe. I'm not sure about the third game, but then yeah, this chat was like midway through the World Cup qualifiers. But then yeah, so that's how effective Kovacic is. So we definitely have to bring him for a Champions League game. For me, if I have to be honest about something, yes, I'd love Ziyech as a player. I'd love to see him each and every single game. But then this is something that I keep thinking about as well, right? Ziyech is a Champions League player. I mean, let's be honest about it. Ziyech has been contributing so good in the Champions League game. So if we have a Champions League game later in the week, would we want to play Ziyech for the entire 90 minutes or give him like a 30 minutes in the second half and then probably use him for the entire 90 minutes in the Champions League game? So that's one thing that I'm like concerned about, of Ziyech playing the entire 90 minutes. He seems fit, obviously. He's doing, he's into a lot of training as well. Ziyech as a number 10 behind Werner and Lukaku. TT did answer a question in the presser about playing them together, possibly, and now Timo has scored despite the big mess. The big miss. So why not try when Pulisic is out? Yeah, of course. When Pulisic is out, that is when you can bring Werner in as well. Um, and the number of weeks that Pulisic is going to be out is always quite high. So he is injury ridden, and we all know that. So that is Werner up here for you. I'd agree with you in this particular situation as well, Ankit, because see, I'd want to see Werner and Lukaku, playing up front. So Werner, Lukaku for me, along with. Did you go with Ziyech? Okay, this is where I might differ a bit. I might go with Havertz or Mount. The only reason I'm choosing these two here up top is because I honestly believe that we should see this guy Ziyech playing the Zenith game completely, entire 90 minutes, because that's a Champions League game, and we all know how effective he can be. Um, but I can see Mount playing. Never gets dropped. So I agree with you too. Correct. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's like a teacher's pet, right? I mean, not with just Lampard. We all thought that he probably is a teacher's pet for Lampard, but then his style of play allows him to be a pet for any of the coach who comes in or any of the manager who comes in. They all have a natural affinity to towards playing Mount, because that is the sort of energy that he is putting in, so an effort that he's putting in, and his high press is working well as well, because we tend to get the ball in the attacking area because of his high press, which is something that we have always seen lagging in Ziyech. But Ziyech is a different breed of player, right? um, he is someone who's going to be useful in Champions League games, and that is exactly where I'd want to see him in the Zenit game than that of Aston Villa's game. But honestly, even if I see him in both the games, I wouldn't be surprised, because of the past performance he has done in the preseason. He's not played a lot of competitive games this season because of the injury, but the shoulder injury. But he still proved his worth to Tuchel in the preseason. So it's going to be interesting on who's going to be playing this position. Havertz, Havertz, Mount, who's going to be probably playing, or even Ziyech could play here. But then, yeah, my first choice would be to play Mount, and obviously Tuchel's first choice seems to be Mount, except for the fact that if Tuchel wants to rest Mount, that's altogether a different one. But yes, Lukaku is fit for this particular game. All good. Probably a slight, minor issue with his thigh before, but all seems to have sorted now, which means that he is going to play up top. Kante is injured. Kante is not fit for this particular game, and that's this season. I see Kante play probably contributing 60 to, not even 60, right? 50 to 60 percentage of games that Chelsea is going to be playing, not more than that. The reason is because he's had a continuous injury issue on the same place. Like the last time when a player fell on his ankle, it kind of got worsened as well. So honestly speaking, Kante is probably going to play 60 percentage maximum of our games this season, not more than that. So what do you guys think about this 11? I would probably take a screenshot of it and post in Twitter as well. Just let me know. We will probably compare the 11 that we have, in the match tomorrow for, with Aston Villa, and see how much have we got it right. So um, with that, our formation thing seems to be coming to an end. Yes, Kante is a must for high profile games. Completely agree with that. Like, for me, Kante is more important for the top six, to play against the top six in the Premier League and also in the Champions League. Because we all know his work rate and knockout competitions mainly. Correct. I mean, in knockout competitions, he's obviously going to be a major threat for any team who's going to play against him. That is exactly why I would want him play there more than that of league, because we, at this point in time, because of the arrival of Saul, we've got certain options in the midfield. We've got Jorginho, Kovacic, Soel, and Kante. Jorginho, kind of the player who sits deep and defends, and also makes sure that the ball is being distributed across, while Kovacic and Saul performs those forward runs. So we kind of have all those bases covered is what I'll say, and he's a good shooter as well when it comes to Sowell. So that's one thing, and and then we all know what Kante can do as an individual. So definitely that's one thing that I'd go with. So we've got Shri Hari on the stream. He's just joined us. I just added him to the stream. Hey, Shri Hari, how are you doing?
Big up, mate. Fine. So actually, StreamYard reminds me there is some error in your StreamYard account. So at any time, I can get removed by StreamYard. So
Oh, okay. All right. Then have your say
some error.
quickly. Tell me about this particular 11 that we've selected. Do you agree with this particular 11 that we've selected, or would you like to see someone else on that 11?
Actually, I like that 11 that you choose.
Hmm.
Uh, so no need to change
All
any
right.
players.
All right, makes sense.
Yeah,
Anything else you would want to say about either the stream or the conversations that we've been talking about today? We just have one more topic to cover. After that, we could wind it up. That is about uh, okay. I guess we've covered everything. Oh my God, we've actually covered
yeah,
everything. I did not, I was just checking the schedule for the day. We've covered pretty much everything. So it's kind of time to wind up. It's been a pretty long broadcast
yeah.
as well,
50
close to
minutes.
50 minutes. Yes, so thank you guys for staying with me until the end of the broadcast and showing your support. I appreciate that. Hopefully we will get a very good result against Aston Villa tomorrow. We will definitely go
Yeah.
be on a live stream tomorrow in CFC chats. Please join me, Danny, Kevin, the KDV as usual in the CFC chats, and then we can start discussing and watch the match together. So
Okay.
we would start a bit early as well, like a half an hour sort of a thing, like early, so that we could discuss about the 11 and then have our say on the game, and then we could just get into the game. And as the game progresses, we'll bring in
Mm.
people into the chat and or into the live stream, and then see where we can how the performance is. So that is pretty much it what I have for the day. Thank you, Ankit, for staying around for the entire 15 minutes. Good one, bros. Thank you so much, Ankit. Your support means a lot. At the same time, Shri Hari, any final words from your end? Anything that you would want to convey?
No questions.
Hmm.
So, uh, all you have to say in this video, so I don't have any questions.
Perfect. All good then. All good then. So keep following us on Twitter and any other social media. We've got all the links in the YouTube, whatever they call that description, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
What the description. So just go ahead and follow us wherever you would want to follow us. And we would continuously keep on posting these sort of videos and live
actually,
streams for you to come and join and have your say. So with that, yes, Srihari, did you have something?
yeah, actually, I just followed you in Twitter also.
All right, all right. Okay, your voice, it just reminds me of like a small kid who's talking. So, do you? I mean, are you legally allowed in Twitter? I don't know. Anyways, none of my business. So it's completely fine. Just go ahead and keep following me on different social medias. I'll keep you posted on different Chelsea news as well as news in terms of Indian cricket as well. So we've got the IPL coming up in the next 5 days. We've got an interesting thing that just happened with respect to Indian cricket team. We were not able to play the fifth test match. We've got a lot to talk about that as well. So hopefully I bring about a stream on that or probably a video on that, trying to explain what exactly transpired in that particular, particular issue. And the fifth test, of course, is cancelled in India, England. So India has won the series. It's not forfeited. BCCI has not forfeited the game. So India has won the series 2-1, which means India retained the Pataudi Trophy. For the second time, we already have this trophy after winning the home series back home in the bilateral series, and now we've won the series, which means the Pataudi Trophy stays with India, along with the Border Gavaskar Trophy as well, because we've just gone to Australia and won that Test match series as well, which means we now have both Pataudi Trophy and Border Gavaskar Trophy in India. Um, and that's a great thing for Indian cricket. And India has been one of the forefront team um, who are trying to uh, build Test match enthusiasm, and then trying to bring in that Test match you know sort of an environment into the game, and they are the team who are making test match still stay alive. And it is only right if they have these trophies in their bag, and we've done a great job to win overseas as well. Very lately, we've improved the pace attack in India, and that is the reason why you're seeing so many trophies. We are able to win outside India. So, having said that, not getting so much into cricket, and because that's again for another video. Just wanted to give you a quick update on cricket, but otherwise, this is Vijay signing off with the latest news of Chelsea. And tomorrow we will be I will be part of the CFC chats in the live stream, so for the game. So catch me there. Until that, see you then. Peace out.